into that in this very class. Can the teacher approve speaking? We good?
Yep.
Okay. Hi, me.
We're recording.
Huh? We're not recording?
Yeah, we are.
You sure?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to go through this and not have a video.
We're recording.
Okay.
Yep, we are recording.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Designate who's talking. Sorry. So yeah, so the idea would be like she asks a question. So take like MSA for example. She would be like, see, I got another idea for an app. Sorry, gotta keep together. It excites the shit out of me. But MSA asked a question, right? And a bunch of people wanted to like raise your hand. Basically, you just wouldn't raise your hand. You just get on the app and hit the button, and then it would like set out based on who raised their hand at what time. It just order them, you know. And then like they get done and they log off, and when they logged off, like somebody else would pop up. Be like if I raised my hand first, it would call on me. I'd give the answer. If I got it wrong, and a Swathi was right behind me, it'd go straight to a Swathi. So like. You're ordering, you're structuring the classroom, you're kind of changing how the classroom itself works, based on the same rules that already exist, like etiquette wise. But yeah, so you can limit when students are allowed to speak, and you can limit who is allowed to speak, right? Like based on order and structure. And this is the thing that I think teachers will really like. You can cold call motherfuckers, right? If you're in the room, if you're logged in and you're fucking around, or you're not paying attention or whatever, she just hits a button and like cold calls some people. People pop up like, okay, Joe, time to talk. Like, you know what I mean? And like, granted, you know, we can mess with that because I know a lot of people are kind of shy and shit. And I wouldn't want to like rub people the wrong way. But it basically like it takes like a large group of people and allows them to communicate with each other over a platform where they still kind of can get to know each other. Where they can still kind of like, okay, well, like I know Swathi has black hair. You know what I mean? I know she's an Indian girl. But for real, like, because motherfuckers are you know, we go in these classrooms, we don't know them.
So would it show a picture of them?
It could, yeah. That's a damn good idea. Like, yeah, so it could show a picture, right? Like, your picture.
Like it'd be like a head shot.
Well, yeah, just any like with like Gmail or something, just like whatever you've got up there. Like, I'm Josh or whatever, and they're like, okay, Josh looks like that. You know what I'm saying? Because then if you're sitting behind the person, you'll have an idea that's the back of that guy's head. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be, I don't want it to be something that like totally takes up a screen, but it's something that would just kind of be on the side and like pop up. You know what I'm saying?
Also, will it show like the row where they're sitting?
You could, yeah. I mean, the idea, I think, like we have assigned seats, but not all classes would, so assigned seats would be kind of weird.
Just where they're sitting, like
right.
location wise.
I don't know how that technology would work because I don't know if the GPS would be that sensitive. Because I know GPSs themselves will get you within like I don't know, 200 feet of where you're supposed to be, and I don't know if they could be sensitive enough to like.
Also, that would entail privacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
People.
Yeah.
I was thinking more for like the professor to like know where to look.
Yeah.
Before.
But like what I'm really excited about is like it can expand. Like the expansion idea or the expansion aspect of it is really there because like, well, yeah, I mean, it's just communicating with people effectively. We could have a stadium. We could have Kenan Stadium full of 55,000 people, right? But if everyone's on the same thing and everyone's got their phone on, like you could get on to the Kenan speakers and speak. So you could revolutionize political like gatherings. When Bernie came here, imagine if Bernie's standing on the 50, just standing there talking to every fucking body as if he's right next to him. You know what I mean? I'm cussing way too much, but I don't need the video, so.
Oh.
Fuck.
Hey.
But yeah, so like, so the expansion aspect is there as far as it being something that kind of revolutionizes something we do every day. I mean, if you look at the pit, like, you know, the DJs that come to the pit, imagine if the DJ could just turn this thing on and like you know, he gives you the password, you get on your phone and you can yourself speak on the thing too, like town halls, you know, board meetings, you know, anything where a microphone is needed, like you can revolutionize. just by having your phone and a Bluetooth speaker.
Even restaurants, when you have to wait, you go to your car, but they can speak over the phone and be like, hey, your table is ready.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ways of taking it, but specifically right now we're focusing on big classrooms at UNC, and just we're trying to provide something that that changes, that effectively is taking care of a problem I'm seeing every day. I mean, these things don't work. They jump in and out. I don't know why. I've talked with the IT guys. I don't know if they just haven't called the IT guys, but effectively you don't need microphones anymore. A microphone doesn't need to be a thing anymore. If you have a cell phone, you can have a microphone. It just doesn't need to be a thing. The radio, the way it works and all that, I just don't.
Plus all the batteries that they go through to power those things.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? You think it's an interesting idea? How would you improve it? What do you think the big challenges are?
Well, the only thing that I don't get is because Bluetooth speakers, they have a thing where you're connected to one device at a time.
Right.
So I don't know how you would fix who gets logged on at one time in a class.
Right.
Because if three people have the same question, have a question at the same time, who gets on first?
Right.
Yeah.
It's mechanical.
Yeah, that is sort of technical.
Well, the thing is, I mean, when I was talking with Jeremy about it, and it's doable, according to Jeremy, because that's really just at that point, that's all just connection. So everyone then queuing the connection. So having a group and a line of connected people of people that are connected to the device, right?
That's why it's only one person at a time talking. So once the professor's done talking, he can turn off his microphone, and then it'd be allowed.
Well, see, the idea would be that it would just do it itself. The professor never technically has to have his off, because the professor always can jump in and say a thing if they need to, right? So there's not I want it to function like a microphone, right? But the app itself is allowing. So if we needed two people to speak, if you were both helping each other answer a question, or you were debating something, say we were in philosophy class, and me as the professor, I just kick my feet up and hit the little button, and you two can just go at it right in front of the class, and I'm just sitting there, and as soon as they've made the point I want them to make, or they've reached the part of this discussion I want them to reach, I'm right back into the conversation. Next thing, next subject, next move, so to say. And you effectively would want the person in charge of the environment to be in control of who is speaking, because it's the same thing with the microphone. I mean, if I jump up and grab the microphone, I can say whatever I want until somebody takes it from me. The idea is the same thing here, except you just don't have to pass the microphone around.
Another thing that I would see as a problem, and maybe this will improve, but not everybody has a phone, smart device. And then
it's the thing. Enough people do. Leo, you need to say something? Go ahead.
That's true.
See what I'm saying? And you can just pass it right over. And then maybe your name's not on it or whatever. I'm not Josh. I don't have a phone, or I don't, whatever. But at that point, you're within the classroom setting. Because how many big ass classrooms exist in the world? You know what I mean? And within that classroom setting, the classroom is supposed to be very close and very intricate. You know what I mean? And I think it's important to know who you're speaking to, and it's important to kind of be able to connect with people and meet people too. Because networking is a huge part of school. It's probably the most important part of fucking school is networking. I can be a complete fuck up and fell out tomorrow, but if you guys do well in life, I'm hey, you need a job. If you like me, you're willing to help. See what I'm saying? So, it's an interesting thing. I could see it being adopted. As long as you have the Bluetooth speaker, and that's the thing. The Bluetooth connection with the speaker allows you to.
But I feel like that's easy to
copy.
Yeah, that's easy to make.
Yeah. Yes, that's the issue. We're figuring it. We're trying to figure out how to make it special so that it can't just be copied. And our current financial model. Current financial model is likely going to be getting paid on ads, and then based on stages, if you want various other parts, other things, to help you, to help you like run a classroom or whatever.
Attendance.
Yeah, attendance, stuff like that. Those will be like additional aspects of the app that you get if you buy the paid version. If you have a subscription.
I think you could get like schools, like university, to
pay.
buy
Right.
like a chunk.
And they would want security.
Yeah.
So they would be. We've already I discussed this with Jeremy. So schools would want security. They would need security. So they would have to pay for a special version of that app that would allow for use of it.
Individual at each school.
Right, in each school, and for it to be safe, and for people's information to be, to be kept safe. So, any ideas for improvements? What would you change? What would you like to see with something like this? Like, what would make your experiences in big ass classrooms easier? Like, with something like this, would it make it easier? Do you think it would make it better?
Okay, so
It's good for communication wise.
Right.
yeah, but it also depends on the student too. Like
Right.
even with such technology, they might not choose to use it.
Right.
It would totally depend on what kind of students you.
Because if you can yell, you don't
Yeah.
effectively. Like in a 400 person classroom, that 400 person classroom is big, is small enough that if I need people to hear me, I'll just yell and motherfuckers hear me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So for the people that don't want to yell, it's useful. I think for having microphone issues, it's useful, and I think it almost creates an ability to make classrooms even bigger, which is an interesting thing to think about. But if like, because I was thinking about the Bernie thing at the football stadium, like at that point, Bernie can know your name, he can know your face, he can kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And effectively, he can speak to you, he can hear you and speak to you, based just through this, just with cell phones. Everyone in the crowd has a microphone at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're eliminating lines. You're like you can eliminate lines at like Comic Cons. You know how everyone will stand in line and like talk, like say a thing. And effectively at that point, you're just like hitting a button, like hey, right here, like like you get their attention, and then
I'm thinking about it as a public institution, pricing wise, it will cut down prices because you don't have to buy batteries.
Right.
You don't have to buy the equipment.
Right.
So it's
you still need speakers.
Other than that,
Effectively.
other than that, I'm talking about like microphones. And
Right.
shit.
Right.
You don't really need that. So yeah, it could be beneficial, but it tackles some aspects, not all aspects.
What other aspects is this?
Oh. What you were talking about?
I would say, I guess what I was getting at the very beginning of it was like, hey, create smaller classes.
Right.
With this, it would create bigger classes.
Right. No, I agree, and I see exactly what you're saying.
So not definitely ending the thing about one-to-one
Instruction. Right.
Or the ability to feel confident about asking a question. So yeah.
Right. It doesn't solve your specific problem.
Yeah.
Understand. What about you?
What
about you?
like I said, I mean, yeah, it's less of a hassle to not have a microphone, but like I said before, it still depends on the student. Like if it's me, if I don't feel like asking that question, or if I don't feel like answering that question,
Right.
I'm not gonna do it.
But it takes away.
Yeah.
It takes away because I know I'll be in that class and I'm like, I really don't want to raise my fucking hand because then
Yeah,
they
it
gotta
does
run over
make
here.
it
It's like a whole
easier.
10-minute. It's like a whole at least 3-minute thing for them to get the microphone to me so I can say a thing.
Yeah, so
Right.
yeah, it does take away that thing. Like if I didn't want to answer, it'll make it easier for me.
Right.
Yeah, but it also depends on if I do answer or not.
Right.
So, it makes it easier for you, but it also depends on you, I guess.
Thank you very much. It's gonna be some action.
Slam session's over.